Alright Shinobi, in this video I'll be going over some tips and tricks on how to defeat Genichiro with Tomoe and Isshin, the Sword Saint. So this is the one fight I will say you absolutely want to have a prosthetic tool, that being the umbrella. Specifically the magnet upgraded version is what we're using in this video. So if you have that, you're definitely going to want it for how we beat him. So this is a 4-phase fight. Genichiro is phase 1, and it's pretty much the same as he was when we last defeated him. He does have a new move that he starts this fight off with every single time. He will kind of charge up his black immortal blade, and then he'll slash it at you, which has significant reach to it. So whenever you see this charge, run behind him and wait for him to miss, or you can just start attacking him. This will make that really easy, like just run behind him. And then he will also do his normal flurry attacks, deflect all of these to do some great posture damage. He also does his thrust attack, so Mikiri counter this, and attack. He will also try to shoot you with his bow. If you're staying close enough to him, attacking him will cancel this attack. He also jumps in the air and smashes the sword on you, deflect this, and be prepared for a follow-up attack. Then finally, he also does a sweep attack. If you can do the jump counter on him, do it. Otherwise, just jump out of the way and you'll be fine. So that does it for Genichiro. Phase 2 starts after a pretty awesome cutscene. This fight usually starts differently from time to time, but he will charge at you and do a flurry of attacks if you're either hit or deflect. If he completely misses you, it kind of cancels out the rest of his attacks. So deflect if you want to, otherwise, just kind of dodge out of the way. He will also do a charge attack. When you see him doing this, run around him in a circle from a slight distance, and as soon as that attack finishes, run at him and go into attack. Be prepared to deflect a few attacks and then do a Mikiri counter when he does his thrust attack. He also does some slower flurry attacks, continue to deflect. These attacks really threw me off because they look like he's about to sheath his sword and do that charge attack, but then he attacks instead. So just keep in mind, they're kind of like bam, 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 but they are very powerful. He also does a very quick sweep attack, so be prepared to jump counter that as well. And then he will also do a charged attack that has a very far-reaching area of effect. If you see the wind kind of going crazy around him, honestly, it's best to just run away and jump from the attack. That's what I found to be the best way to dodge that. And then once you get that death blow, we'll start phase 3, or his second life, or whatever you want to call it. He might attack you a couple times, but eventually he'll pull out his lance that he kind of smashes the ground and rips it out. This is where the umbrella comes heavily into play. If you can at all help it, don't use any abilities that use your tool. Those little angel feather things, I forget what they're called, but you want to save as many of those as possible. And then you want to bait him into jumping into the air and smashing his lance on you. Block this with your umbrella, but continue to block while he shoots his gun at you, and then he'll try and do the jump attack again. When he does that, move off to the side and make sure your camera lock stays on him, because if you don't have that camera lock, you're going to miss your counter attack after you move out of the way while still blocking. He also has some other attacks that he will flurry together. I usually just try to run from these, but be careful with his gun. Sometimes he likes to shoot you before doing the jump attack as well. He also has a sweep attack as well as a thrust attack, jump, and Mikiri counter these if you can. Alright, so for the final fight, or the final phase, you're probably either out of tools to use or close to it. There is an item that lets you get more of those. If you have that, go ahead and use it. Otherwise, we're going to be banking on countering his lightning throw attack. That attack, or doing that, will do massive damage to both his vitality and posture. it's almost necessary to get that. So as soon as you see him, you see those kanji come up, and you see him like jump into the air and start swinging the lightning around, go ahead and jump in the air and just get ready to hit that attack button and throw it back at him. You're gonna definitely want to get very good at that. Like, that will make or break this fight for you. It really will. He will also do a charged attack that throws air at you, similarly to the dragon. He also does this in phase 2, but it's a little bit different. So this time you can just run away from those attacks. Just run and dodge. You'll be fine. On top of the other moves from previous phases, those will also be mixed in, so be very careful of those. So this fight is extremely hard, as it should be, since it's the last fight. You'll definitely want all 10 Gourd Seed upgrades. As you'll see, I'll go through all of them, as well as the 3 pellets you can carry. If you want to, there's also some sugars that make your vitality stronger, or like your defense higher, or your attack power higher. You may or may not want to use those. I'll leave those up to you. I personally didn't. You'll also want the full 3 resurrections, like so the little red circles above your health bar. You want all 3 of those completely filled, because as you'll see while you're watching this, I use all 3. Though that's not completely necessary, they will give you some much needed breathing room. So if you can, use it, or have them. And if you don't have them, go and kill some dudes, and you'll be just fine. If you die against Genichiro at the very start of the fight, just start the fight over. You want all of your resurrections saved for Isshin. During the Isshin fight, use the Gourd Seeds very sparingly. You should also wait to use your tools until the second phase of the Isshin fight, or phase 3, as I pointed it out earlier in the video. That way you have as many umbrella counters as possible. I have upgraded mine so that I can hold 20 tool usage things. And the umbrella only takes 1, so you have 20 counters. Isshin is very powerful, so deflecting or running away from his attacks are very important, or is very important. Again, anytime you see that sword get put away, start running around him. The lightning attacks are really what make the final phase easy, so use those to the best of your ability. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I have other boss fight guides linked in the description box down below. This might be the last one. I haven't started I started a second playthrough, but I haven't gotten to the point where any different fights have been added. I may or may not do those, but if you're interested, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button, it's helped you out. And as always, stay positive, be happy, be healthy, live long and prosper, and I hope you guys have an awesome time fighting this boss.
Sekiro. Solo.
私のためそなたは戦ってくれた。捨ておくことなどできるものか。